Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video day, and today was Houston Rockets Media Day, and a lot of the players spoke to media today. So did the first interview was GM Rafael Stone and head coach Ime Udoka, and I want to go over this interview prior, separate to all the players' interviews. I wrote a couple notes of some things I noticed throughout Coach Ime and GM Rafael Stone's interview. Of course, the first thing that these two guys addressed was Kevin Porter Jr.'s arrest and him being away from the team. And that's the first thing I want to go over. Here is what GM Rafael Stone had to say about Kevin Porter Jr. Here's what Stone said. The allegations are seriously troubling. I informed his representatives that he could not be a part of the Houston Rockets, and they understood. Really, after Stone said this, there was kind of a tone that Stone was upset about KPJ, and he really didn't want to talk about anything else. He was asked at least 2 or 3 other questions about Kevin Porter Jr., but he constantly said that he couldn't, he talked about if Kevin Porter, he was asked whether Kevin Porter Jr. would be back with the team or what their plans are with him or what they were thinking when they signed him to that contract extension, and he really didn't want to answer it. He really just wanted to open up and say that opening line about Kevin Porter Jr. and not really answer anything else about Kevin Porter Jr. He did say that it's not up to us now. It's up to the CBA, and we're not going to talk about it. They're going to do their investigation. So that's really all I want to talk about Kevin Porter Jr. I really don't want to focus on him too much. I want to talk about 2 other things that Ime Udoka two other things that Ime Udoka said, and one other thing that Stone said. So 2 things that Ime Udoka talked about that I really noticed was about culture and how things are going to change for this team, and also about the depth of this roster. So Ime Udoka was about the culture and how some things will be done different. And here's what he said. He said that some things will be done different on the coaching end, but big things are adding in vets like 2 guys who have won NBA championships in Jeff Green and Fred VanVleet, and 2 other guys who have veteran experience in this league like Dylan Brooks and Aaron Holiday. But the biggest thing of this team and culture is internal growth. He said that's something he's been saying since he got here. Day one is internal growth, and it's a big thing that he passes around. And then I know I said I want to talk about Kevin, but this is about depth chart. Ime was asked about filling Kevin Porter Jr.'s minutes. He said we have really good depth. Our depth is really I think he said is really good. I think we can go 12-man at least. And that's something that really surprises me. I'm not saying that I don't think the Houston Rockets have the talent to go a 12-man rotation. They for sure do, of course. I mean, look at the talent they have, on their roster going. They can definitely go 12-man deep. I guess here would be the 12 guys to be in those rotation. The starting lineup doesn't matter much to me because those guys are going to get minutes. Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun. Then off the bench, here would be the guys to get the minutes. Amen Thompson, Aaron Holiday, Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Jock Landale, Jayshawn Tate, and Jeff Green. That is 12 right there. I believe that those would be the 12 guys to get, minutes in this 12-man rotation. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Ime Udoka started off, with running a 12-man rotation to start the season. I don't think that is something that he would, continue to do throughout the regular season. But I do understand where he's coming from, saying that, I do understand where he's coming from, saying that this team has enough talent to go a 12-man rotation. I just don't know if that's something we'll do. But I mean, look at the 12 guys that went over. All those guys definitely deserve minutes, even Aaron Holiday for that matter. And then Stone was asked about how Phase 2 is different than Phase 1 in the rebuild, and how this year will be different than the years prior since he's been here. And here's what he said. Well, we're in a different phase, and the expectation that we both have, and when he said that we both have, he's talking about him and Ime, is for this group is different than the last couple years, and they will be competitive and will win more games than we did last year. So that is what Stone said about, difference between Phase 2 than Phase 1. And not only that, but this team being more competitive, and that was something I really took into when Rafael Stone did say that today. So, yeah, I mean, those were some of the biggest things I took into, hearing Coach Ime Udoka and GM Rafael Stone in their media day interview. I'm going to go over some of the other players, interviews, and talk about those. Talking about those guys' interviews. Obviously, I'm going to go over the big ones like Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and Jabari Smith Jr., and probably LP as well. But I think, I really was impressed with what I heard from Coach Ime Udoka and GM General Manager Rafael Stone. Use them are your thoughts, Rockets fans. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Rockets.